Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the top of the hour. If you would rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, we'll get started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I never want it to be indivisible.
That gets mispronounced all the time.
I first learned it when I was like 9.
All right, welcome to this special session of the Board of Directors of the Rec Centers of Sun City. This meeting is for the purpose of completing a second reading and a vote on the proposed board policy revisions. My name is Tom Foster. I'm the president of the 2025 Board of Directors. And this meeting is audio and video recorded by the RCSC management and staff and is also being live streamed. Please take out your cell phones or electronic devices and check to make sure that they are in a silent mode. Just a reminder that we do not tolerate verbal or physical abuse toward any member, guest, visitor, or staff member. Violators may be asked to leave the meeting. Now, I would like to introduce our timekeeper and our one individual from the management team today. Our timekeeper is Secretary Kais. And from management, we have Mike Deermeyer, who is Director of Operations, and he will be keeping an eye on the live stream. And Marcia Johnson, who is the board coordinator. Then we recognize Alan Kleinhans, Carly Young, and Miguel Jackson, who act as our audiovisual engineers today. And also want to thank the Sundial staff for setting up the room for us this morning. One thing I should also mention is board candidates. So we have one candidate here today, Chris Nettesign.
Hello, everybody.
Online voting has already started. Starting today and through Friday at the corporate office, you can come in and vote a paper ballot if you cannot vote online for whatever reason. And then on the final day, December 9th, you can come to Lakeview Social Hall number 2 and also vote there. So plenty of opportunities to vote if you wish to participate. All right, our first item of business is a roll call of the voting members by Secretary Kais. Would you please take the roll call?
Director Brissett.
Here, and thank you all for coming today.
Director Collins. That's a here.
Present.
Director Gray.
Here.
Director Mapes. Director Ruff.
Present.
I'm here. Treasurer Borski. Vice President Nettesheim.
Here.
President Foster.
Here.
Mr. President, we have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. Next item of business is a motion to approve the amendments of multiple board policies for the purpose of consistency among all policies. Director Ruff, would you please read your motion?
I would be happy to. I move to amend Board Policy 1, titled Conflict of Interest, Board Policy 2, titled Senior Management, Board Policy 3, titled Corporate Records, Board Policy 6, titled Corporate Privacy Policy, Board Policy 9, titled Cardholder Guests and Hosts Punch Cards, Board Policy 14, titled Posting of Signs and Distribution of Literature, Board Policy 25, titled Food and Beverage, Board Policy 31, titled Risk Management Policy, Board Policy 32, titled General Manager, Board Policy 35, titled Reasonable Accommodation Policy for Persons with Disabilities. as follows. We are modifying the opening 3 paragraphs of all the policies to be consistent with our Arizona Nonprofit Corporation, the Articles of Incorporation, and the corporate bylaws. So it's just cleaning that up so it's the same in all of the policies. Other than that, there's no substantial change to the ones that I read.
Thank you. No second is needed on a second reading. Director Ruff, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first for its adoption?
I do. This is a simple cleanup to make everything consistent with those policy sections that I read off. And it clarifies, it's will be the same on all the all of the policies that are to follow. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Diermeyer, were there any comments on the live stream?
No, sir.
Thank you. Is there any discussion by the directors? Director Brissett?
Not necessarily, with this number of board members, what do we need to have to pass these?
We need a simple majority,
Of the-
5.
Of the people here or of
No, 5.
out of the
We would need 5 positive votes in order to pass any of these motions
Okay,
today.
thank you.
All right. Did you have any comments on this particular motion?
No, sir, but I'm the first that has to vote.
I see. All right. No other discussion by the directors. The motion before you is to approve the amendment of multiple board policies for the purpose of consistency among all policies. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 7 yes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. So the motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to adopt a new board policy number 5, titled Board Officer Duties and Responsibilities. Vice President Nedesheim, would you please read your motion?
I move to adopt a new board policy number 5 titled Board Officer Duties and Responsibilities.
No second is needed on the second reading. Vice President Nedesheim, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Basically, this board policy contains the standard verbiage we just voted on at the top. And it outlines and expands upon board officer duties and responsibilities so that people that are volunteering for officer positions on the board understand what's expected of them. But just as equally important, it outlines for the members what they can expect from their board officers.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak to this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Diermeyer, none on the live stream. Is there any discussion by the directors? Seeing none, the motion before you is a motion to adopt a new board policy number 5, titled Board Officer Duties and Responsibilities. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 7 yes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 8, titled Privileged Cardholders. Director Ruff, would you please read your motion?
Yes, I will. Just a moment. I move to amend Board Policy 8, titled Privileged Cardholders.
And no second is needed. Director Ruff, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first for its adoption?
I do. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the current board policy. Where'd all the changes go?
Can't imagine why there'd be any confusion.
Me either. We made some basic changes to the first three paragraphs to be consistent with all of the privileges. Section 1, paragraph A1, we took out the 75-mile requirement that if you're an owner and you're not renting your property, you can get a card. A couple little changes to make sure they have a signed lease and it's notarized, or a notarized affidavit of the form that we use. And that's pretty much it. There was a change of the word will to may in paragraph C1, where it talks about the fees and all other charges have not been paid on the property required. The prorated refund amount may be applied towards those unpaid assessments, fees, and other changes. So very simple. The major change in it is removing the 75-mile requirement.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak on this particular motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Mr. Dearmeyer? None on the live stream. Discussion by directors? All right, seeing none. The motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy 8 titled Privileged Cardholders. Secretary Heiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 7 yes and 0 no votes.
Thank you, sir. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to adopt new Board Policy 11 titled Petition Procedures. Secretary Heiss, would you please read your motion?
Sorry, you said nude board policy, and I took me away for a second.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. I didn't mean to distract you like that.
Sorry. I move to
I did distract you. Sorry.
let's try this again. I move to adopt a new board policy title, number 11, titled Petition Procedures.
No second is needed. I don't know that we're going to get through this today now. No second is needed on a second reading. Secretary Heiss, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first for its adoption?
Yes, the procedures for petition procedures were removed from the previous bylaws nearly word for word. We did incorporate the Arizona Nonprofit Corporation Act into the petition process and did a slight amount of wordsmithing, but the process and process timing are unchanged from the previous bylaws.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Dearmeyer? No one on live stream. Any discussion by the directors? Seeing none. The motion before you is a motion to adopt a new Board Policy number 11 titled Petition Procedures. Secretary Heiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 7 yes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy 12 titled Chartered Clubs. Director Collins, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 12 titled Chartered Clubs.
No second is needed on a second reading. Director Collins, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first for its adoption?
Yes. This is this has been worked on by the members of the clubs. It's got over 2 years into it. And this is what they recommended and agreed upon. That's why we put it forward. Thank you.
Ms. Johnson, will you please read the names of the members who signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Diermeyer? No one. Is there any discussion by the directors? Seeing none. The motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy 12, titled Chartered Clubs. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 7 yes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to adopt new board policy number 15, titled Incident Report Forms. Secretary Keiss, would you please read your motion?
I move to adopt the new board policy 15 titled Incident Report Forms.
No second is needed on a second reading. Secretary Keiss, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first for its adoption?
Yes, for this new board policy, we removed the incident report form process from the previous bylaws, added a description of what the form is used for from the current bylaws, added that the report must be filed within 7 days of the incident, and added that the report will be shredded promptly if the subject of the report is not found in violation.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Diermeyer?
No, sir.
All right. Is there any discussion by the directors? Director Collins?
I just want to check on one thing. The report is filed within 30 days of the incident. But you're saying,
Within 7 days.
no. We have to notify the person within 7, but they're.
Yes.
The
report must
initial
be
report's 30 days.
Filed within 30 days. You are correct. Yes, thank you. Sorry.
Yep. That's all.
Okay, so we're in agreement with that? Okay, thank you.
I was incorrect in my statement. I apologize.
No problem. All right, any other discussion by directors? All right, seeing none, the motion before you is a motion to adopt new board policy 15 titled Incident Report Forms. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes,
Sir, we have 7 yes and 0 no votes.
thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 16, titled Capital Projects 5-Year Plan, PIF Expenditures, PIF 10-Year Forecast, and Financial Reporting. Secretary Keiss, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 16 titled Annual Budget, Capital Projects, 5-Year Plan, PIF Expenditures, PIF 10-Year Forecast, and Financial Reporting.
No second is needed on a second reading. Secretary Keiss, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first for its adoption?
Yes, sir. There are several proposed changes to Board Policy 16, and many of them are the result of lessons we learned from last year's BP 16 revision. We're better defining the 5-year planning team, capital project list, and annual budget processes. We are greatly amending the PIF funding process by defining how a new project can get to the PIF forecast, including an initial project business case recommendation to the board. We're also recommending that once concerned with the project, let me try that again. We're also recommending that once projects are on the forecast, the project will go to the standing committee most concerned with the project to build in cooperation with the project submitter and appropriate RCSC management personnel, separate business cases to request design and construction funds that must be individually approved by the board. There are also new responsibilities for the Long Range Planning Committee to create a vision that identifies the future needs for the RCSC and our members. Finally, Board Policy 16 proposes to better define financial reporting information that is provided to the board and several committees.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak on this motion?
Jean Taunton?
Good morning and thank you. Jean Totten, 148, 753. Mr. Dermeyer, how many people are on live stream? Can you tell me?
Are you speaking to this motion, Jean?
Yes, I am. I just wondered how many people were on live stream. May I ask that question?
Go ahead, Mr. Jermeyer.
We have 8 currently watching.
Thank you. There are 3 people in attendance. That makes 11 people out of over 30,000. I wondered, since I am the only person speaking on anything, according to the sheets that were on the table, if it's possible, since I do have a little bit written out, if I go over the 3 minutes, it would be all right for me to continue, since I'm the only person here.
Jean, are we talking 4 minutes or are we talking 25 minutes?
I actually won't know, I think less than 5.
Why don't you go ahead, and if it gets a
It
little
won't.
more, then we'll...
It won't.
Okay.
I promise.
Please, go ahead then.
Thank you. Most of it is what's taken place already. That's why it won't take long. Before I ask my questions, I want to verify some facts with all of you. The RCSC 2026 budget, was presented to members in October of '26. One of the slides that was in the presentation illustrated the one-time fees on home purchases, PIF and SIF. It also showed a picture of a pig with the items that were going into the operating account. One of those items was the transfer fund. 2 town halls were held October 13th and 14th to present it to the members. The first reading was held October 30th and passed unanimously. Second reading was held November 20th, passed unanimously. So the 2026 operating and capital budget went into effect, I presume, the next day or at that time. To refresh your memories, the annual assessment increased by $30, while the privilege card increased by $15. The largest increase was in the transfer fee, which went from $300 to $500, a whopping 66.7%. There was pretty poor attendance at all of the meetings regarding the budget. So I really wonder why, as board members, an email blast or some sort of communication was not sent out to the membership at that time, letting them know and prepare for the fact that they were going to see some increases for the next year. Nothing went out, so I'm a little ashamed that we don't believe in communication. The Bylaws Working Group presented their work at 2 town halls, the 20th and the 22nd of October. The special board meeting was held to pass these bylaws, and the first was held on October 29th. After it was read, it was passed unanimously. The second was held November 10th. Everything passed, and they are on the website, dated November 10th. Lastly, the policies. I am particularly interested in Board Policy 16 regarding, it seems like, all the money, budget, capital projects, 5-year plan, PIF, financial reporting. The first reading took place November 20th. Now, I it says that after the vote, the motion passed its first reading with 6-4 and 0 against and 2 abstained. I don't think that's correct, but that's not what I'm here to discuss. That brings us to why I'm here today. We raised the transfer fee 66.7%, but there's no mention of the transfer fee in this board policy. Shouldn't that fee and pertinent information be included in this policy? It's not in the bylaws anywhere. It's not in this policy. It is, however, in, which I discovered this morning, Policy 24. But what it says is that it's a transfer fee that's imposed on the purchase, acquisition, transfer, inheritance, gift, or any change in ownership, et cetera, et cetera. It's more geared for new people buying homes here. So I'm curious as to why we raised it $200 and it goes into the the operating account. Those are my questions. That's all I was concerned about. And like I said, I am a little disappointed. I'm disappointed for all the people who are going to be shocked to see about their increases. Maybe they're not. I hope not. But I think it would have behooved you all to at least make an announcement in October. If you're going to, when the budget passed, Tom, because you looked like you were wondering why I meant October. If you pass something and you firmly believe in it, then you should communicate it to your membership. Again, I thank you all for your service. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Jean. I guess I would say I thought communication was quite clear in the town halls, that, and you documented that in your comments of the specific slides where these fee increases and changes were communicated to the membership. Apparently, with regard to the transfer fee, which is something that hadn't been changed in decades, we were trying to move that a little bit closer to our contemporaries, I guess, but mainly because it hadn't been changed in a considerable period of time. And it was as trying to be following our fiduciary responsibilities for trying to run a balanced budget. It was a opportunity to raise a small fee and collect another couple $100,000 in revenue, depending on how many homes do change hands. But it was certainly something that had not been changed for many, 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 many years and had become somewhat outdated. So it was clearly, as you noted, clearly explained in the town halls that this was coming. I personally did not receive any emails, any phone calls, was not stopped in the street. There did not seem to be any concern from either the realtor contingencies or members about that particular fee increase. So I'm sorry, I understand your concern, but I would submit that the membership did not share that concern because we did not get any pushback whatsoever. Comments from anyone else on the board? For Ms. Tottens? No? All right.
And I've got something.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Secretary
I'm wondering how else
Kais.
you want us to communicate, Gene. We sent, wait, let me finish what I'm saying.
No, I said, pardon me.
I'm confused on how else you want us to communicate. We sent with the town halls, we sent copies of the slides that had all the information on the fees with them out to the members, and that was submitted to everybody for the budget numbers have been sent out several times to people, so how else do you want us to do it short of mailing everything to everybody? We've sent these out in multiple ways, more than previous boards have, as you should know. How else do you want us to communicate with the members aside from all the ways that we do? We put the information on the Facebook page about how to find it. It's just, how else do you want us to send it out, Gene?
Let me just say, number one, I know it's been many, 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 many years since the transfer fees were raised. Is it because maybe there wasn't a need to raise? What are in the transfer fees? Did they get raised accordingly in all these many years? Do you understand my question?
Yes.
It
And
seems like when you go to a title company, or if that's what this is talking about. So I'm just, that and the fact that, okay, maybe I shouldn't pick on you about communication. It's not your fault if 29,000 people don't pay attention. It isn't your fault. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. But what you've been doing, I don't think has helped. Okay?
Vice President,
And no, I don't have any other, I think when they start getting their yearly assessments, which if I'm not mistaken, most likely start now for January.
January
1st.
1.
It's the 2026 budget.
Well, no, I should have gotten mine in enough time because I'm January 11th that it's due. So I should get it before January 11th, so they should be sending them out now. Those come in paper form, do they not? Wouldn't that have, is there going to be a note on there saying, we're very sorry, but we've had to da-da, or any explanation? No.
Vice President Edison.
So, hi, Jean. Good to see you again. So we did send out an email with the video, meeting summary and video link the day after the November 20th. We also posted the board meeting minutes on the website.
Yes.
What I want to ask you is, what I'm hearing you say, and I want to confirm that I'm hearing it correctly, what I'm hearing you say is that you would have liked an email blast that basically gave the highlights of the votes and the outcome. So the key points. All right, so I'm just wanting to make sure I understand that, because we did send it out with the PowerPoint presentation, but what you're thinking, and I want to make sure I'm getting this right, what I'm hearing you say to me is that anytime we take a vote where we vote on something that's important, we should give a summary of what we voted on and what the outcome of the summary of the vote was.
Definitely.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were asking for.
And the reason, Chris, is because there's too many people that don't pay attention. But if you have, I mean, that's a major point that you're raising 66.7%. You're raising it. That's a lot. And I understand time, whatever. But it's just, and I also, it's not in the bylaws. It used to be in the bylaws. Why is it not in the bylaws any longer? Why is it not in BP 16, where all the mention of the PIF and why is it? It doesn't matter. I just felt that I had to do one last thing.
Well, thank you for sharing your concerns and your thoughts with us.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I will say that the transfer fee is literally not something that the members will experience. It's only as people buy in.
Yes.
And based on what the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee were talking about, it has been increased in other areas. I don't know exactly which, because I don't remember. I'd have to go back and read their meeting summary, but it has been raised. So we had not raised ours in a while, and as we were looking at ensuring that what the costs of that the transfer fee is covering, because by law, we have to prove that it covers things, right? The decision was made that we needed to increase it. And I understand what you're saying is the fact that it's in Board Policy 24 rather than 16, but I think the reason it's in 24 is because that's when you're purchasing your home, whereas 16 is the day-to-day, year-over-year activity that the board and the members participate in.
Thank
is
you
what
for
I
the
believe.
explanation.
Okay.
Thank you all, again.
Thank you, Gene. Ms. Director Collins.
Yes. And Gene, one thing you add, we did a transfer fee increase, and we projected 1,500 homes a year, you know that. So that's $300,000 a year. So then we can look at that, and that would help us we raised $300,000 that we don't have to raise your assessment. It helps in keeping the assessment down. The whole thing is to try and keep your prices down. And this is not something that affects the people that are living here.
Gene,
Ms. Director Collins, I think you should have not said that, because that's more like the reason why you raised the transfer fee.
That's,
okay. All right, Ms. Johnson, was there anyone else who signed up to speak on this particular motion?
Mr. President, everyone who signed up has spoken.
Mr. Diermeyer? No, sir. Any other discussion by directors? Director Brissette.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to go to Section 3, the PIF fund, under A5, subsection D, line 252. It says, after the initial business case is completed, the board may create an independent working group to review the proposed PIF project. I'd like two things clarified on that, please, if you can help me here. One, in order to have this board, it is not mandatory, this committee.
A working group.
Working group is not mandatory.
It is not.
Secondly, will it take a majority of the board to decide whether or not we have one? It says the board, it doesn't state specifically the president or vice president.
I would, at least while I was president, would seek to have a majority of the board members endorse or deny the forming of a working group for any particular one.
Thank you.
Director Collins?
yes, the same area. I'm very skeptical on this because to me, it's you're forming a group to oversee a committee and the work they do. But, I'm willing to give it a try. If it doesn't work, we'll have to change it. Thank you.
Secretary Keiss?
Well, the reasoning behind this, Steve, is otherwise the whole process from beginning to end is stovepiped in one committee. And the reason that the working group was put in here and was suggested by a member was to give an outside look of people that aren't directly through that whole stovepipe process. They can be more objective about the worthiness of the project and to give recommendations on the pluses and minuses of it. Because otherwise, you've got a committee working all the way through from beginning to end with nobody outside the committee and the board having an objective way to look at the project. So it was just giving a different set of eyes on it to make sure that it is a good project for our community.
And I can understand that, except for, I don't think it should be at the end. Put it up, let them do what their thing in the beginning and give that to the standing committee as recommendations or whatever that they found.
Actually, I believe it is at the beginning, and the term recommendations probably should be suggestions.
It says after it's complete,
Well, but that's at the first stage.
After the business case is complete, nobody's voted on it yet, hasn't gone to the board, so it's still before it gets to the board, so it'll be something that the working group can look at it and the committee can talk about it, so it's still in the discussion stages before it actually gets to the board for a vote about the project even going on to the PIF forecast. So it is in the beginning stages of the process.
Director Gray.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to accent one aspect that Secretary Kais had mentioned. This was a member recommendation. So, a lot of times we get, you're not listening to members, you're not paying attention. So during this process, we heard the members' comment, evaluated it, and added this as a possible safeguard for making sure that we don't get, in essence, the main people that want something, all the leeway to get it done. It gives a balance. So I think, again, this is something that we've heard from a member, and we brought this into, again, to protect that process.
Director Brissett.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gray, and Director Gray. I guess my question comes in with kind of what you said, and Steve. It looks to me like then, the way I interpret what was just said and with Director Kais, that after the business case is done by the committee, we will have this working group look at it without the board knowing what's going on. And then the committee will bring back their recommendation, their request.
Plus the working group provides an analysis of it. So the committee brings the recommendation to the board, the working group brings an analysis of it to the board, so that the board has a better ability to make an informed decision. So there are two separate
Will the
paths.
committee, will the working group go to the committee with theirs and talk to them before the two come to the board?
I think that would be encouraged, Director Brissett, but I cannot guarantee that that would happen in every case.
But it would make sense for it to work that way, yes.
That's what I'm asking. I just think it's a little unclear at this point in time. That's all.
That's a fair comment. Vice President Nedesine.
The way that I look at this is that you have two avenues providing you with information. We do not, the standing committee that's making the recommendation for their project is actually the one coming to the board with the recommendation. The working group is just doing research and analysis and giving additional information to the board to consider that may or may not have been considered by the standing committee. But one of two things could happen, well, actually one of three things. They could agree with the standing committee and say, yes, this, all of our research supports everything that they're asking. They can say, I don't agree with it, we haven't considered this, or our analysis indicates that we haven't considered this, we'd think this is something that might be of interest to the board, or they could stand mute on it. They could literally, the working group could say, 6 of one and half a dozen the other. But what it does is it gives another viewpoint other than potentially one specific standing committee that has a single purpose. I think having additional research and analysis outside of the board allows more input, avoids polarization, avoids groupthink in all avenues that we're looking at. So it's not a recommendation, it's just, here's our research and analysis of what the standing committee is going to recommend. That's how I look at it.
All right. Other comments? All right. The motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 16, titled Capital Projects, 5-Year Plan, PIF Expenditures, PIF 10-Year Forecast, and Financial Reporting. Secretary Kais, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray,
Yes.
Director Mapes,
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim,
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 17, titled Golf. Director Brissette, would you please read your motion?
Oops, not this one.
One moment, please.
Certainly.
I was back on 16 still, okay? I got it. Thank you. I move to amend Board Policy 17 titled Golf.
Thank you, sir.
How's that, okay?
That was awesome.
Thank you.
No second is needed on a second reading. Director Brissette, as a maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Not at this time.
All right. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Okay. Mr. Dearmeyer, anyone on live stream? Seeing none. Is there discussion by the directors? I see none. Motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 17, titled Golf. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette,
Yes.
Director Collins,
Yes.
Director Gray,
Yes.
Director Mapes,
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim,
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 18, titled Bowling. Director Ruff, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 18 titled Bowling.
And Director Ruff, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
I do. We changed the first 3 paragraphs to be consistent with the other board policies. There's some minor changes in this about changing from senior manager instead of director of bowling. And persons without an RCSC member privilege card have to pay the guest rate. So it's spelled out a little more clearly than it was previously. And then paragraph use of bowling centers, section 5, we deleted the whole section, which was allowing Sun City West and Sun City Grand members to come and use the bowling and the pool tables. And they didn't have theirs allowing us to come in, so we just had some issues with that going on, so we struck it from the policy. That's the major change. Other than that, it's minor stuff.
Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Mr. Dearmeyer? No one. Any discussion by directors? So, Mr. Ruff, this was a change because there was a lack of a reciprocal agreement with the other 55-plus communities?
Basically, Mr. Dearmeyer and I talked about it, and he wanted to make that change, and it made perfect sense to me that if they're not being cooperative with us, then we should just get rid
So
of that.
we're reciprocating and not cooperating with them. Okay, I understand. Any other discussion by directors? Seeing none. Motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy 18, titled Bowling. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette,
Yes.
Director Collins,
Yes.
Director Gray,
Yes.
Director Mapes,
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim,
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes,
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
thank you. Motion passes its second reading. All right, the next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy 19 titled Press and Media. Vice President Nettesheim, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 19 titled Press and Media.
No second is needed on a second reading. Vice President Nettesheim, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Yes, I would. So in the preamble, we changed the standard verbiage at the top to match all the other board policies. We changed the standard operating procedures for interviews, changed from the assistant general manager to the director of operations, as we no longer have an assistant general manager. And we changed department naming to reflect current department naming. In the past, they had been different, and we updated that to reflect the current organizational structure.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who signed up to speak to this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Dearmeyer?
No, sir.
All right. Is there any discussion by the directors? Seeing none, the motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 19 titled Press and Media. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Mapes.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nettesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. All right, the next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 20 titled Sun City Foundation. Vice President Nettesheim, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 20 titled Sun City Foundation.
No second is needed on a second reading. Vice President Nettesheim, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Yes, I would like to. The standard verbiage in the preamble has been updated, as with all other board policies. We clarified when Sun City Foundation board directors are appointed. We also struck out portions of accounting and other services to reflect that the Sun City Foundation has taken over the management of their own finances in preparation for future grant awards. And we added clarification for which board is being referenced when in the policy. A lot of times as you read through it, you'd have to go back up to a previous paragraph to figure out which board. So we added that clarification to avoid confusion.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who have signed up to speak to this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Mr. Dearmeyer? No one on live stream. Discussion by directors? I see none. The motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 20 titled Sun City Foundation. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes.
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Mapes.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nettesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. All right, the next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 21 titled Membership Documentation Requirements. Ms. Johnson, this was a motion that we amended at the first reading,
Correct.
and
There's
you put
copies back there.
You put amended copies back. All right, thank you very much. You're just on top of everything. All right, thank you. Vice President Nettesheim, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 21 titled Membership Documentation Requirements.
No second is needed on a second reading. Vice President Nettesheim, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Yes, I do. We added standard verbiage at the top in the preamble. We added clarification of what documentation must be included to prove membership eligibility. We amended the original motion to include that the address has to be the same address as the property where the membership is sought to make sure that there's no misunderstanding about what we're looking for. And then we had added additional proof documents for occupancy only. So basically, it's looking at occupancy. Currently, we would accept medical bills and other items. What we did was bring ourselves more in line with where the state is for voting requirements with regard to address and proof of occupancy. But it only applies to proof of occupancy. It does not apply to any other part. And those are the changes that we made.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who signed up to speak to this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Mr. Diermeyer, no one on live stream. Directors, any discussion from the board? Seeing none, the motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy 21, titled Membership Documentation Requirements. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette?
Yes.
Director Collins?
Yes.
Director Gray?
Yes.
Director Mapes?
Yes.
Director Ruff?
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim?
Yes.
President Foster?
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. All right, the next item of business is a motion to adopt a new board policy number 22 titled Investment Policies. Secretary Keiss, would you please read your motion?
I move to adopt a new Board Policy 22 titled Investment Policies.
No second is needed on a second reading. Secretary Keiss, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Yes, sir. The information on investment policies was removed from the previous bylaws nearly word for word with very minor grammar and punctuation changes. Otherwise, it remains the same.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, please read the names of members who signed up to speak on this motion.
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Diermeyer?
Nope.
No one. All right. Discussion by the directors. All right. Seeing none, the motion before you is a motion to adopt a new board policy number 22 titled Investment Policies. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette?
Yes.
Director Collins?
Yes.
Director Gray?
Yes.
Director Mapes?
Yes.
Director Ruff?
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim?
Yes.
President Foster?
Yes.
Sir, there are 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 24, titled Preservation and Improvement Fee, Capital Improvement Fee, and Collections. Director Ruff, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 24 titled Preservation and Improvement Fee, Capital Improvement Fee, and Collections.
Thank you. No second is needed on a second reading. Director Ruff, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
I do. Change the opening paragraphs in accordance with the rest of the board policy, and there are 26 individual, very minor amendments to the document. There is no substantive change to anything that we are doing. It's just cleaning up.
All right, thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who signed up to speak on this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Thank you. Mr. Diermeyer? No one on live stream. Discussion by the directors. All right, seeing none. The motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 24, titled Preservation and Improvement Fee, Capital Improvement Fee, and Collections. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissette?
Yes.
Director Collins?
Yes.
Director Gray?
Yes.
Director Mapes?
Yes.
Director Ruff?
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nedesheim?
Yes.
President Foster?
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
Thank you. The motion passes its second reading. The next item of business is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 34, titled Record Retention. Vice President Nettesheim, would you please read your motion?
I move to amend Board Policy 34 titled Record Retention.
No second is needed on a second reading. Vice President Nettesheim, as maker of the motion, do you wish to speak first?
Yes, I do, Mr. President. In the preamble, the standardized version that we have added to all, or updated on all of the board policies have been made. We've changed titles to align with current titles of senior management to ensure that we reflect our organization, our organizational structure. The incident report to retention has changed to 3 years to be in line with the look-back period of incident report relevance. And we added website documentation with a 12-month criteria. Anything greater than 12 months can be requested from the corporation. It's pretty standard for most websites to have a limited amount available online just for the purposes of performance and organizational structure of the website itself. If you think about your banks, you can go back 12 months generally in your banks for your bank statements, those kind of things. So it's pretty standard. Very few people or very few corporations run like Amazon, who own their own cloud business and can go all the way back to the beginning of time. Most corporations have some kind of policy that makes available the most current information, and then you have to either write to the corporation or go to the corporation to get the information. So that's why we made that decision.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, would you please read the names of members who signed up to speak to this motion?
Mr. President, no one signed up to speak on this motion.
Mr. Diermeyer?
No, sir.
No one. Discussion by the directors? All right, seeing none. The motion before you is a motion to amend Board Policy Number 34, titled Record Retention. Secretary Keiss, would you please take the roll call vote?
Director Brissett.
Yes?
Director Collins.
Yes.
Director Gray.
Yes.
Director Mapes.
Yes.
Director Ruff.
Yes.
I vote yes. Vice President Nettesheim.
Yes.
President Foster.
Yes.
Sir, we have 8 yes votes and 0 no votes.
The motion passes its second reading. Thank you. Members of management and my colleagues, members of the board, your dedication this year, because this process started after the annual meeting last March, and you folks have shown incredible determination to see this through, from the budget to bylaws to board policies, through the votes that we had on Mountain View. We worked through our situation with the general manager. We hired a new general manager. The unfortunate Oaks.
Sorry, that was inadvertent. I apologize. Sorry.
I'd like to think that was inadvertent, but it probably was a Freudian slip.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah. But in any event, long story short, thank you, all of you, whether you were a member of a committee, a member of management, the board members. This was an incredible effort, and they all make fun of a whiteboard we have in the board offices where we've lined out every meeting and every vote that we had to take to get to this point. And when we get back to that office today, we will draw a line through the final meeting to complete this process. And I thank every one of you for your dedication and persistence to stay the course and get through this process, so that our bylaws are in compliance with Arizona law, that our board policies are in compliance with the bylaws. The budget process has improved tremendously and will continue to improve through time here. I'm very pleased with the effort that everyone made this year. So thank you very much.
to guide us through the process and keep us on track with it all. It's been a long process. You did a good job of maneuvering us through all the obstacles.
Well, thank you. I'll put away the whip and the chair now.
You enjoyed that.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, again.
Talk about our special events coming up.
If you wish to make an announcement, Director Collins, you may interject now.
I don't know the date. We have the boat parade is December 6th, out to the lake at Lakeview. Come on out and see the decorated boats. And then we have the golf cart parade, which is on the 12th. It's a fundraiser for the foundation. Please come out and enjoy the fun that'll be there. There's lots of things to do, judge the golf carts, there's all kinds of stuff. And please, stop by one of the Christmas trees and pick up a card and go to Safeway or Fry's and pick up a gift card for the foundation for our poor.
And what rec centers can they find the cards at?
Jana?
They can find them at Marionette, Fairway, and at Bell, at both the upper level by the pool room and bowling, and also by the gym.
Yes, and we have the metal sign that moves around, that's here right now, but all my cards are gone because I gave every one of them away at the Fall Festival, so I'm hoping the money starts coming in this week. Thank you, everyone, for everything you've donated so far, and please continue if you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Collins. Others? Well, let me just add that the next exchange meeting then is December 8th. The next meeting of the board will be December 18th, so different time in the month because of the holidays coming up at the end of the month. 9 a.m. regular time here at Sundial. And we are on our way towards the annual meeting that will be held March 31st, 2026 at 6 p.m. right here at Sundial. All right, there being no further business and without objection, this meeting is adjourned. Please turn your cell phones back on. Thank you very much for your participation.